Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another one of Dave's Faves. Now, one of you mentioned in the comments that they were a little bit surprised or intrigued because so far we've done 11 Dave's Faves, and those faves tend to avoid the standardist of standard repertoire. And there's more interesting stuff in there than I often talk about professionally, that is chamber music, piano works, sort of unusual composers. Well, I do a lot with unusual composers. I mean, you all know that. That's the case. But I think I noticed the same thing. I mean, I was looking at it and I had no plan in doing these things. I just sort of grabbed the things that struck me right away as, most obvious for me as my favorite recordings. And I think what happened is that professionally, I've done so many reviews of standard repertoire stuff. I spend so much time listening to it that when I have a choice to play something, I want to hear something different, something unusual. And so I tend to gravitate towards the less familiar repertoire for my own personal pleasure. And that's what I'm sharing with you in these videos. So first of all, I hope you don't mind. We are going to get to the basic stuff. But I also think, and I mentioned this in my reply to that particular comment, one of the wonderful things I think about all of this different stuff that I like to listen to is that it gives me confidence, as I said it, that the treasure chest is never empty, that the world of classical music is so much larger and richer, and just the world of music, who cares if it's classical or not? I don't. All I care is whether or not I like it. And that's what makes this so wonderful, because there is so much fabulous music in classical media or classical forms or written for classical performing ensembles that may not have achieved the accolade classical. But it doesn't make a damn bit of difference because it's fabulous music. And it may never become as popular, and I couldn't care less. All of which is a prelude to seizing the bull by the proverbial horns and talking about that most basic of basic repertoire, Beethoven's Fifth. Now, let us just assume for the sake of argument that I really want to listen to Beethoven's Fifth, because sometimes I do. I really do. I mean, after reviewing 400 or 500 of them, I think, there are certain ones that I would like to listen to. And of course, it is an imperishably great piece of music. And I do like it. I really do like it. I enjoy it tremendously. So when I want to listen to Beethoven's Fifth, the one I pull out is this one. This is that fabulous live concert that I've talked about previously, featuring George Szell and the Vienna Philharmonic doing Beethoven's Fifth. It was the whole concert. It was a morning concert, the Egmont Overture, the Third Piano Concerto with Emil Gilels, and the Fifth Symphony. And this is not only, I think, one of the unbelievably great recordings of all three works, never mind just the fifth, but you can listen to them individually, or you can put them all together and listen to the entire recital, which is how they were performed. And they make a marvelous, marvelous recital disc. Absolutely sensational. And what I really like about this is that it has all the excitement of a live performance before a very quiet audience, very well recorded by Austrian radio. And for those of you who swear by Carlos Kleiber's Beethoven's Fifth, because it's Carlos Kleiber in Vienna, well, this is Szell in Vienna. And let me tell you, Carlos Kleiber, well, he's very good as he is. And I'm not denying, and I take nothing away from Carlos Kleiber. This is in a different class. I really believe this is in a different class. This is just astounding. Amazing playing, fabulous interpretation, exciting as hell. It's just amazing. And so is the Third Piano Concerto at Egmont was like a Szell specialty too. It's just phenomenally great. The actual date of the concert, just so you know, was August 24th, 1969 at the Salzburg Festival. And boy, oh boy, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. There is no need. If I want to listen to Beethoven's Fifth, this is the one I go for. And everyone should own this recital, I think. It's just one of the great preserved live events in the history of recorded sound. And it's still around. You can find it. It's hard to sort of locate for various reasons because no one knows what to call it. And these days, where every album has to have a title, and this doesn't have a name. I mean, it should be called something like, The Glutinous Blueprint. And then you would look it up by the title, The Glutinous Blueprint. And you would get, oh, it's Beethoven's Fifth. Obviously, it's a glutinous blueprint, right? Because that's how they work with classical music these days. They come up with some stupid name and it has nothing to do with anything. And that's how you have to find the disc as often as not. Maybe you can download it rather more simply. But just pay attention to Szell, Vienna, the program of the Egmont and the Third Piano Concerto with the Fifth Symphony, and the date, August 24th, 1969, and the label, which is Orfeo. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, you are going to be in Beethoven heaven, just like I am whenever I play it. So there. I did some more standard repertoire. I mean, I did do the Haydn Paris symphonies too. And there will be tons more. Fear not. It's all coming. But I'm just sort of doing it, not even in order of preference, but just in the order that it pops into my head. And maybe that says something too. I don't know. But keep on listening in any case. Thank you so much for joining me. Szell, Beethoven, Vienna. Take care.